Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Overcoming Graduation with Brian Drury, a show where I work to teach you everything I wish I'd known about life to help you graduate to the next level in your own. And today is another installment of the Morning Commute, where I take my ride to work in the morning to share a short but powerful message with you to help you kick your day off on the right foot. And today, here is what we're going to be talking about. A turnaround day. Just 2 days ago, when I woke up, when I was at work, I found myself just in one of those moods. Everything felt heavy, everything felt serious, I felt angry, and having a very analytical mind is a good thing. It's a great thing. But it can also work against me. Like, I love to analyze and figure out why and what the reason is and what's the root cause and how can I change it. Well, okay, great. That's been a huge help in my life and helping me work through some of the biggest challenges, helping me improve the quality of my life. But when I'm in one of those negative funks where I have allowed the negative voice to just take the wheel and go on a joyride, well, I'm going to start analyzing. Why am I so upset? I'm asking shitty questions. Why am I so stressed? Why am I so angry? So I start to look for reasons for that. Now, I'm aware of this. I've caught this before, but there are times where if I don't do something actively to fight back, not just wait for it to go away, but actively to fight back, that can be the conversation for a full day or for a week or for a while. Because I have been in spots in my life where that has been the default conversation. And I don't want it to be, but there are times I've allowed it to be. Now, I don't want to convolute this with not feeling emotion. This is very different because this is not about ignoring the emotions you need to feel. It's about allowing yourself to feel what needs to be felt and not letting yourself get stuck there. I know this has been said 1,000 times, 1,000 different ways, but generally the intense emotion associated with even a traumatic incident, it's going to come up at once. It's going to come up, you're going to cry, you're going to go hit the heavy bag, you're going to just fucking yell, you're going to get it out. But that's like the intensity of the emotion, and then it's like, okay, what can I do to not sit here? And guys, I'm talking about all kinds of trauma. Like, there are certain things that you don't get over in a day. It's not just one good cry shakes it off. Like, there are lots of things in life that it's going to take time. It may take years. And maybe you're in a moment where you can't allow yourself to crumble into the emotions and you need to get things done. Okay, I get it. We got to get shit done. And the things that we want to get done. So there's times where we got to pull back from the emotion, handle it, but we always have to go back. So I'm having this day just stressed and tense and angry and frustrated and this stupid fucking report and this damn fucking meeting, like that type of angry, just pissed at everything for no reason, and then pissed at myself for not being grateful about how great my life is. Like, oh, really, Brian? Your biggest problem is you have a meeting that's kind of annoying or not that efficient, or that you're doing spreadsheets for a good portion of the day? Really? That's your biggest problem, and now you're complaining? So I'm mad just in general, and I'm not sure why. Then I'm mad at myself for being mad. Then I'm mad at myself, and it's just this never-ending loop unless we stop it. So I said to myself, you know what, Brian? Okay. One of the checks I do for myself is, all right, Brian, hey, there's some shit going on inside. You got some crazy, frantic, nervous energy. Okay. All right, this happens. Make sure you don't take it out on anybody else. This is not their issue. This is not about them. This is not for them to deal with. This is yours. And let's say hypothetically, it was like I needed to have a conversation or I needed to talk to someone. Okay, well, allow this frantic, nervous, desperate, crazy, intense energy to burn off, or burn it off with some method. Then have the conversation. Don't delay the conversation, but sometimes it is okay to wait a day. Because you can't unsay things to people. The words we use are very powerful. So keep that in mind. Don't ever allow, because that frantic release of emotion, it seems like it's going to feel so good. I'm just going to get it all out. And maybe it's your boss, maybe it's your significant other, maybe it's your best friend, maybe it's that coworker. But like anything else, it has consequences. Just like, I'm going to kick that guy's ass. Great, you got to whoop a guy's ass. Got him. Showed him. I proved myself. I win. I'm a man. Look at this. And you're in jail. And you have huge sums of money to pay from the court fees. And you're no longer with your friends, family, and loved ones because you decided that proving your masculinity was more important. Same shit goes on here, guys. Oh, I fucking scream at my boss because he's pissing me off and I'm going to show him. Okay, you get fired. Well, I never liked that job. Great. Who cares? If you didn't like that job, start working for a new one. And if you need to have a conversation with someone, have a conversation. Because here's where the explosions come. It's generally when things have built up over such a long period of time that the body feels the need for a release, and we mistakenly point it to a person, meaning that I have to take it out on so-and-so because they're the cause of my problems. And I'm going to tell you right now, because I remind myself of this all the time, and my coaches remind me of this when I'm losing sight of it, it is never about them. No, but Brian, listen, they cheated, and they lied, and they stole from me, and they... Great. Move on. Remove them from your life. Cut ties. Find better people to share your life with. It's simple. It's a simple thing. But we make it complicated. But we made promises to each other. It's like, yeah, well, promises were broken. Contracts were broken. People didn't respect. And if you're, oh, well, I can't say that to my boss. He'll never understand. Well, do you want to work for someone like that? Like, we complicate life. It's a lot simpler than we make it. And there's so much potential for a greater version of life when we're willing to get past doing the uncomfortable things. And the uncomfortable thing might be, hey, deal with your anger, stress, anxiety in a healthy way, and then go have the conversation. Or find ways to healthily deal with your anger, frustration. Maybe it's swimming in the ocean. Maybe just getting in that water, that frothing water, those waves washing over you. Maybe that kind of just feeling nature's power and nature's strength. Maybe that is the thing that you need. And you just go do a great workout. Maybe it's lifting weights. Maybe it's hitting a heavy bag. Maybe it's punching a pillow. Maybe, there are so many ways. I've shared this on the podcast before. It's literally going out into the woods, go to the dollar store, buy a bunch of plates and mirrors and pots, or not pots, but ceramic mugs, and break them with a bat. It's like, it's fucking fun, and it feels good, and you get that shit out on the things that you want to. That way you don't take it out on anyone else or yourself. That's where sometimes the best thing for somebody's anger might be journaling or meditation. It doesn't always have to be this intense, explosive activity. For many people, it does, though. And for many people, that frantic release of intense emotion, punching a punching bag, that's what enables them to go, ooh, okay, whoa, all right, now I feel a lot different. It's like the effects of a drug or of alcohol just wear off. Person sobers up in a second and goes, whoa, I was about to do what? Just because you channeled your anger towards the right thing, or you channeled your frustration. So, that long aside, as you guys know, these are very loose and free form. These are very much what's come to my mind, or what lessons I'm working on right now, and I want to share things that I've learned that have worked really well for me. That's part of why I love these episodes, is that they're very much in the moment. So, the turnaround day. I'm having that day at work. Frantic, stress, and I had a really incredible experience. Lifelong dream coming true. That I'm going to share about in its own episode, because that deserves its own episode. Just 2 weekends ago now. And I officially, and I'm going to share how this happened, but officially became a professional speaker. That's something I've dreamt up most of my life, like my whole adult life. And after that, it said, okay, Brian, now it's time. Because the responses I got from my mentors, from the audience, from my friends, It was incredible. And I saw the capacity that I have through a gift from God and through honing my craft and speaking, that I have so much potential and capacity to help and serve when I get out of my own way. When I stop hiding behind my bullshit and my insecurities. When I lean in on one of the main things I believe God has put me here to do. When I lean in on that, I can do great things for people and for myself. But I have to be willing to get uncomfortable and do the things that I haven't done before to get new results. Or at Lisa Nichols saying in an interview yesterday, people want the transformation without changing anything that they're doing. It's like, well, I literally have to transform my life. And I've gone through multiple transformations. This is just that next phase and that next evolution. It's like a caterpillar to butterfly, to super butterfly, to mega butterfly, to that dragon thing from Avatar. It's like, that's where you want to be going. And that's where I want to be going. That's the road that I'm on. It doesn't always feel like it. And there's times where you get stuck in a certain area. But when you attack those areas that you really want to change and start to show yourself you can change that, it's like, well, what else have I been telling myself I can't do that I can? And so I'm walking around, I'm just frustrated, I'm angry, I'm stressed. I'm like, why do I feel so uncomfortable? And then I realized that I'd been saying I was going to call UC Irvine to talk to them about speaking and how do they select their speakers and where could I potentially contribute to their school and what clubs and organizations could I bring a valuable message to. And I hadn't been doing it. I said, work got busy today. I've got to do it between 8 and 5, so work day's over. I'm not going to do it. Then thinking, okay, tomorrow. Cool. Didn't set a time, didn't schedule it, didn't put a block on the meeting for 10 minutes to do it. Okay. Next day rolls by. Still not doing it. And I realized something. Because yesterday, I finally just said at 4:30, no matter what's happening, I'm going to stop what I'm doing and make that call. And I said, and the main thing is make sure I have everything done that I need to get done by that time. So I cranked through some work, even though I wasn't feeling it. Got it done, and then 4:30 came and I made the call. And they didn't answer. It was close to the end of the day. They might have been wrapping up, might have said, hey, we're not touching any more phone calls today. But I made the call. Just dialing the number that I had in my phone and hearing the ring said, Brian, you're doing something different than you've ever done. And you're taking steps you've never taken. You're not only acknowledging the possibility of a different and better reality and one where you're serving and you're on your purpose, but you're taking steps towards it. And so, I felt this shift inside. I felt like literal shift in my heart, like, fuck, yes! Like, let's go! There it is! Like, that's what we've been waiting for. And I realized something important. A very powerful lesson. I realized maybe God is making this uncomfortable. And if you're not religious or spiritual, I don't want you to get hung up on God. Whether it's purpose, intuition, or if you don't believe in anything, don't get caught up on that word. That's just my word of saying a higher power, higher being, higher knowledge, my intuition, my greatness. To me, those things all coalesce. They're all the same. But for you, don't get hung up on the word. So, I'm like, maybe God is deliberately making me uncomfortable. Well, why would he do that, Brian? Great question. Why would he deliberately make me uncomfortable? Why does he want me to not feel good? Why does he want me to feel stressed? Why does he want me to be frustrated with certain aspects of my job? Well, maybe it's because God can't let you get comfortable. Maybe it's God saying, listen, I can't let you get comfortable here because we've got big things to do together. There is a much bigger reality out there that I have put you here to live. There's a purpose you're meant to serve. There's something incredible you're meant to do. And you can't sit in comfort to do it. It's going to take lots of pushes out of your comfort zone. You're going to be expanding your comfort zone again and again and again. But we've got to do that because that's how you're going to impact people's lives. That's how you're going to touch people in a way you never thought possible. That's how you're going to embrace your gifts in a way and start to love yourself more so you can help others love themselves. Like, we got to get super uncomfortable in the ways we've always wanted to do the things we've always wanted to. So in my mind, he was and is making me uncomfortable because I'm not meant to be comfortable here. In this place, in this moment, in this thing. Might be this job. I have a feeling. And it's in my heart. And that's where my intuition talks to me. That I'm meant to do something far greater than this. And not greater by society's standards of scale and size and number of people impacted, but far more impactful in my heart and what I believe is important and what the messages I want to share. So I want to ask you, where in your life are you uncomfortable for a good reason? Where have you been ignoring it because it's just annoying enough to piss you off, but not uncomfortable enough for you to make a change? That's something I also heard from Lisa Nichols. She talks about when people are uncomfortable enough to complain, but not uncomfortable enough to actually do something about it. That discomfort is there for a reason and can be a gift. Because it's working to show you where you either need to grow, change, shift, remove a person, add a person, whatever. Remember, it's not about external people or things validating or completing you, but it's about being on your path and being on your purpose. And as I say in The Alchemist, working towards your personal legend. So what could you do today to embrace that discomfort into helping you take action towards something you've always wanted to? And take it. Then tell me about it. Because I want to hear about what action you took, no matter how small. Because it's action. That's the thing. That call, guys, it's the easiest thing in the world to dial a phone. I have it on me at all times and push call. But you all know you've had that time where it's a tough call because this is breaking out of my old reality and my old identity and stepping into one that is what I really want. And so it's the death of an old identity in that moment, but it's so fucking good. So what's that step you could take? Take it and let me know. I want to thank you all for listening today. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes or on Stitcher. If you benefited from this episode, I would love for, and I want to push you. I've never really pushed you guys, maybe here or there, but I want to push you to actually share it. I don't want to just ask politely and, oh, if you could. No, guys, fucking do it. Like, really. It's amazing how many times my brother or a friend has sent me a podcast or an episode or a quote. My dad has sent me a motivational video. And it was just what I needed that day. And this might be just what someone else needs, but my voice is only going to get to them if you send it to them because I don't know them yet. We're not connected yet. So do it. If this benefited you, do it. Garrett White says you have a universal responsibility. I'm not going to put that pressure on you, but fucking do it. So, I love you guys. Thank you all for listening. Like I said, if this was a benefit, like, comment, share, put it out, post it, give a rating on iTunes. These are all things that help because if this message is beneficial to you, it will be beneficial to others. And the more we do those things, share, like, comment, respond, the more energy we can put into this, the more it will be able to benefit people. And if you would like to reach out to me directly, and if you'd be interested in joining into coaching, and you want to get clear on what it is you want to do with your life, why you want to do it, and how to make it happen, and also become aware of the unconscious, unseen, hidden obstacles that may be holding you back that you may not even be aware of, reach out to me at brian@overcominggraduation.com for a free 1-hour clarity session. I love you all. Thank you all for listening today. Thank you all for being a part of this, and I will talk to you again real soon.